I remember this girl, she was just staring at me, and I looked back at her, and I remember her turning to her mom and saying, "What the hell is that girl wearing?"
What happened that made you realize you were Asian?
I really realized it when I started growing up in school and kids would come ask me, "Are you Chinese? Is Kim Jong-un your uncle? What's that weird snack you have?"
Even in elementary school, there was a basketball team, and I wanted to play, and I was interested in joining the team or even playing basketball, and I didn't make the team. But I felt like even at that young age, it wasn't about me as a player or my motivation to get better or to help the team, but I felt I wasn't picked up because of what I looked like, and that even at that age that I'm Asian, and Asians aren't good at sports or particularly basketball. And I felt that at that age, and I felt, why is that?
I think I was in kindergarten or first grade, and I had made good friends with two girls in my year. We would play together every recess, and then one recess, rather than playing, they took me aside, and I remember like their gestures really vividly. They said that they had told their parents that I was Chinese, and their parents said that Chinese people were down here and all other races were up here somewhere, and they couldn't keep on playing with me because I was the lowest race. And I remember, like, I was a kid trying to reason with them, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, come on, we've been playing for a while. Like, I don't think Chinese people are the lowest race. I didn't realize there was a sliding scale. But yeah, we never were friends after that. I don't know, it was weird. Like, they were just kids. They didn't feel that way until their parents told them to feel that way, and I never really spoke to them again after that.
Well, we grew up in a household where my dad was constantly reminding us of this, so we were only allowed to speak Vietnamese in the household. So we all went through English language training when we first got to school. But I like to tell the story of my first day in kindergarten. I thought my name was just a default, so Lam, as in Lam Ho, but everyone calls me Lam now because in the kindergarten a teacher said to pronounce it Lamb because it's America now. And that's when I realized that our family was sort of different. And growing up in the South, we were Asian and Buddhist, and so people really reminded us of how we were different, and some people really alienated us for it, and then some people really liked that we had something different to bring to the table.
When I was younger, I would go to Sunday school. This was when I was about 10 years old. I would go to Sunday school, and I remember this one time, my mom picked me up from Sunday school, and we stopped by at the grocery store. Now, Sunday school is where Hindu kids would go to learn Hindu teachings and all of that good stuff, and we were required to wear our traditional dresses. So on the way back from Sunday school, when my mom stopped at the grocery store, I was in my traditional dress, but I completely forgot that I was in my traditional clothes. And so I was at the grocery store, and I was 10 years old, and then I remember this girl, she was just staring at me, and I looked back at her, and I remember her turning to her mom and saying, "What the hell is that girl wearing?" And that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm in my Indian clothes and I look different.
I studied abroad in Spain, but it wasn't that the Spanish people were white. It was all the American students that were on that study abroad program were white and from different backgrounds that I've never interacted with, because I've only really interacted with people from New York City. And that was the first time that I sort of realized constantly that I was Asian. Because if I was in a room with all these American students, I would be painfully aware to them and to the other Spanish people that might be in the room, other Spanish students that might be watching, that I'm the only Asian one here. I'm the only Asian American. And when you come from a homogenous country like Spain, you think of America as you do in movies, as homogenous, white, blonde, smiley faces. And they see me as Asian first and American second, while I probably see myself more as American first and Asian second.
Well, grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and so even though I'm half white, half Asian, and not, completely looking the part, I looked the part enough where, you grew up every day, go to school every day, and you're the Asian kid. You're Kung Pao Lao, as they would call me, or other slurs. But, all par for the course, right? Makes us stronger. So, yeah, I would say that's what made me realize I was Asian. But I think I'm going to go a step further here, and what made me realize that I was mixed was, here I am in this neighborhood being told I'm the Asian kid, but then I visit Hong Kong for the first time when I was 17, and then they ask me, yo, Jared, can anybody tell that you're Chinese in America? Because you look pretty white. And that just rocked my world. It rocked me. Completely. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror because I didn't know who I was. It was insane. And that's when I really started to go on this personal revelation of who am I? And realizing that I'm not one or the other, I'm both. I am both Chinese and I'm white. So that's when I realized, that I am mixed and what it means to be mixed.
What's your fondest memory of growing up? Honestly, I totally miss my mom's cooking. Dude, like Vietnamese food